All right, here's a quick tutorial for you. This is hopefully going to be very helpful. So I would want a panel initially. I'd want some type of panel right here. And this would be my new category, whatever. And you could throw, that's 4.0 killing me. You could throw a button on here. Okay, and now this is showing up in your panel. Now, if you happen to have a whole lot of things, right? You're not going to just connect all of these, if you will, to the panel here and then run out massive lines of code on all of them. I did that with my first add-on. It looked like garbage. When I went back to do anything with it, once I learned Serpents, I couldn't work with it. So here's what you would do. Instead of adding all of these buttons, you would instead put in functions. Okay, so there's two types. And you would type in, can't type today, you would type in function execute, okay? You would type in function return execute, and then these two go together with something like a set property in the middle, and then your property, and then you can output values if you want. Okay, so we're not talking about execute functions. This is going to be an interface function. So you would go function interface, okay? And then this will, it can create its own node. So you can kind of connect it, if you will, like that. And it's connected, hypothetically, like this across node graphs. So if you go over here, and don't forget to name that main, and then this will be prop 1, right? And then you can have props 2. And if you go back to main, what you would actually be plugging in would be the function run interface, okay? And it wouldn't be under main anymore, under the node graph request. It would be under props 1. Go to props 1, there's nothing there because we haven't done anything. So you would lose that, come over to props 1, and you can type in this. I always type S because I'm used to 3.6. You have to do the search. And so I'll get this to work at some point in my life. So function interface right here. And now you would grab your button. Okay, and your button can be here. And so this is now going to talk to the main node graph via the function interface. And so now you've got another button here, and all of those properties are now in props 1. And so as you come over here and you start displaying various properties throughout, so just say you want to get the location, not the scale, dimension, edit, where is it? Create. I'm having a moment here. There we go, view. So I grab the 3D cursor and I can display that, set that to active property, whatever scene. And so now if I come back to new, I've got this set up, okay? And I can move the 3D cursor around, which is really weird. I would never do that, but here you go. And so now you do the same thing to this one. You come to put a function in here. So you would grab function interface, if I can find it. There we go. And don't forget, this is a little trick you can do. If you have a button on this one, it's ready to go, and you make this node, you can just copy that and delete it. And it's going to have the names on it that you want. And you can just Control V, drop that in, and tag it in. It'll say props 2. And then you don't have 5,000 things on this, and you can hit Control J, hit N, go to this node, add a color, I always put mine to something like purple so I can see it. And if I've got a label, then I put panel on it, so at a distance I can always see this thing. And you can also put in, let's see, Shift A, S, whatever, reroute. And you can throw a reroute. I have not gotten any errors doing this. If you want to make your panels a little bigger, this is a nice way of doing it. And you can just have your panel junction right there. Now everything's in the main right here. You don't have to worry about that. You can come to props and just make the biggest mess you've ever made in your life and just have all these properties. Hopefully you don't do it linear and you can go from like left to right like code does, the way Corsa teaches it. But that's it. That's function interface, and that is how you're going to save your butt. It's almost it's pretty much the exact same thing, sort of, with the execute.